Welcome back to another beautiful day in the Matrix. You're viewing the next layer, the number one alpha channel out there. We talk TA, we talk altcoins, we talk about market sentiment, we talk about everything on here. This is the place to come to get your alpha before the big mainstream guys come in and steal it from us. But today, I got my homie and one of my really good friends, Bill the Bull. Market's looking good. Presidential election has concluded. Bill the Bull, how are we feeling right now?
Brother, doing really well, doing really well. Let me just see if the stream. Yes, the stream is ready and it's on. I always like to know, with technical glitches, just to make sure things are smooth. But I'm excited. Trump is our president. I know, Quam saying that I'm pretty happy about that. And if you're really a true Kamala supporter, to be honest, like I would love to just talk to you, just have a normal conversation about like why. And like I'm never gonna like downplay whatever your beliefs are, but I just don't see how anyone could be a Kamala voter. I really just don't. But I would love to be interested in learning more. But regardless, Trump won. That means our bags are going to, if they're not pumping already. Let's go.
I love it, man. Hey, yeah, man. I love it, man. And ultimately the big thing is we were waiting for some sort of conclusion with the presidential election. It had a lot to do with regulation. It had a lot to do with whether or not people are going to come into this market. And now that Trump's in office, there's a good chance that we will get regulatory. I don't know if I said that right, but basically regulations isn't going to be as bad. And because of that, more people are willing to dive into Bitcoin, Ethereum. More people are going to be willing to dive into meme coins because this is a meme coin market. So, man, I agree with you across the board. Shout out to Donald Trump. He absolutely crushed it. And, it's clear skies ahead for Bitcoin. So, ultimately, Bill the Bull, now that we're starting to see clarity on the U.S. election, Bitcoin's an all-time high. And we'll bring up the chart real quick because, me and Bill the Bull, we're TA guys. That's how we roll. We're TA guys first. We're meme coin hunters second. What are some moves that you'd be looking at right now that we're starting to see clear skies in the market?
If you're in stables, deploy them. Full risk on. There's moments in time where it's going to be risk on environment, and there's moments in time that's risk off. A lot of people are waiting on the sidelines to see what would happen with this election. A lot of people. Me, not so much, because I was like, regardless of who's going to win, it's just going to pump. And we've been preaching that for the last like 2 months. But if you're on the sidelines, it's time to deploy the stables. This was the catalyst to kind of take us to the last leg of the bull run. I firmly believe there's one major leg to go, and it's ongoing, and then bull run done. But then I do think eventually in 2025 there'll be one relief rally, while everyone thinks, oh yeah, this is the greatest thing. Maybe it's a double top, I don't know. But I think right now being sidelined is a huge mistake. It's like, why? Bitcoin's all-time high. You got a pro crypto president who's for the economy, so it gives them hope. So I just think now is the time to deploy in a solar cycle. The last remaining this cycle reminds me right now of what 2020 verbatim. You remember 2020, Chris? How like the end of 2020 Q4, and then it massive pumps till like February, March. You remember that time?
Yes,
I
sir.
literally think that's what's taking place. I think that'd be the massive time period. And so yeah, that's my advice to you. Deploy your capital, massive bags.
Love it, man. Hey, phenomenal analysis. And, just to build off of what Bill was saying, this is going to be one of your last opportunities to really look at whether it's altcoins, meme coins, what are types of coins you're interested in. I prefer meme coins, but I can understand if you find like a cool AI coin that you want to get into. It's whatever flavor fits best for you in this market, that's fine. But now's the time to start making moves. And to reinforce that, I'm going to bring up the charts. But guys, please do me a favor. There's 24 of you guys in here. Please like this live stream, share it out so we can continue to connect with other conscious beings, because we're going to go through Bitcoin. We're going to go through the meme coin plays we're looking at. I'm going to do some Titan XTA that I haven't announced yet. So this is going to be a jam-packed live stream. So let's do a quick screen share. I'm going to come over here to Trading View, and we'll just take a look at currently where we're sitting at. And then Bill, we'll go back in time rather than talk about what we remember back in 2020 because you're 100% what happened. We'll go back in time and show you guys what happened because I firmly believe, I agree with you. We're going to see a repeat of 2020. So right now, just looking at the daily, dude, literally last night, this thing on the 5th came up a little bit, and then last night skyrocketed up here, and we're sitting at, wow, look at this, just on live stream, we're about to break $76,000 on Bitcoin, about $20. Oh, look at that, $76,000 we just broke. Actually, let me make this a little bit easier to see. That might be a little bit easier. So we just broke $76,000. We have a clear right here. This little blue line is a top of the bull flag. Came up, retested it, broke out again, retested it, tested the retest, and now we're skyrocketing up. And our first target right now is sitting at $80,000. And this is based on the daily. And one thing I want to point out, Bill, we have an Adam and Eve trading pattern, then a breakout, or you can make a case for a cup and handle. Both apply. And what I firmly believe is on this daily trading pattern, we're finally getting a breakout confirmation. Bill the Bull, any thoughts on this daily, on the daily before I start looking at the weekly?
I mean, it's gorgeous, literally gorgeous. And that's another reason, like with everything going on, like everything was timed that the breakouts would happen for the election, which is why I believe Trump was going to win, because it just seemed like the perfect narrative to get that last leg up. And the markets have decided, if you also look at the traditional stock market, I think it was up like 1,400 points. Everything is green. It's really nice to see. And so, yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful candle. I'm not going to say you should buy it now like Bitcoin. I don't think you should. You should enjoy the ride. Better opportunities elsewhere. Wouldn't be surprised if eventually retap 72 as support and then blast off higher. But this is the time where you just sit back, relax, you deploy your stables, and you don't chase, you don't overtrade. I think that's another thing that people have to understand, Chris. Overtrading will get you wrecked. Going from bag to bag will get you wrecked. It's human nature to want to be like, oh shit, this bag's pumping, mine's not. Let me sell everything and go into it. You will get wrecked. You will absolutely get wrecked because this game is now rotation capital. So don't do that. But enjoy the show. I am enjoying it. I don't even own Bitcoin, but I love it. And I love what I see. Let me ask you, Chris, how high do you think Bitcoin's going to go on this next leg?
Great question. I think we're gonna really stick with this. I like this Adam and Eve pattern, to be honest with you, and I think it gives us a phenomenal target of what to look at. So I think the highest, if we trace from this move to the neckline, I'm gonna put the neckline about, I'll say right there's the neckline. I would probably say the highest is going to be 83K, but I like to do a little bit more conservative, not be a moon boy. So between 80 and 83K. What do you think about that?
I think it works. Let me show you guys. Let me show you as well too, Chris, how I'm going to be basing my Bitcoin analysis for price wise. And I don't know if I've ever shown you this too. So let me show you my let me present you a chart.
Okay. Side news, Bill the Bull giving us alpha, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. So when I'm looking at the Bitcoin potential, I'm looking closely at the chart of Mara. For those that don't know, Mara is a Bitcoin miner in the traditional stock world, and it obviously is correlated. It's like, to me, it's a leverage play on Bitcoin's price because they're in the business of mining Bitcoin. It's probably the number one miner in the stock market. So the quote unquote TradFi normies are getting exposure to Bitcoin. A lot of them through this. It's the same play as like a MicroStrategy, right? Obviously, MicroStrategy owns so much Bitcoin. So if you want exposure to Bitcoin, these are the type of beta plays you can do, but more on a leverage side. So I look at Mara, and Mara's charts, I'm very bullish on this. So obviously in 2020, it was like crazy, 46 cents. In that bull run from 2020, by the way, Chris, have you heard of Mara before?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it. I just didn't know the details, but man, this is awesome, dude. Keep going.
Gotcha. So 2020, it was around 51 cents. And then at the end of that bull run, November 2021, it hit $86. Wild. And if you notice, this is like a typical, I view it if LA waves one, move one, and then wave two came down after 2021 and dropped down to 2023 to like 350. So my thinking is we're currently in wave three of five, and this is going to be the blow off top for wave three. That'll take us till the end of the bear, or that will be the final rally. So the way I look at it is based on this chart. Again, I don't know what Bitcoin is going to do, but I'm counting this as a clear wave three, macro wave three, 1, 2, and it's going to go on its wave three of 3. And what I'm seeing here is this inverse head and shoulders, a beautiful inverse head, shoulder, head. And I look at this and I measure this move. It's 580% to the neckline. And these are, it takes a long time to play out. And so from here to around 580 would be around $134. So how high Bitcoin goes, I don't know, but I'm targeting, and this is just how I'm playing it, Mara at $130 to $140. When Mara gets to that levels, the bull market's done for Bitcoin. I truly believe that. And, if I just pull up a fib extension, let's go up here. Fib extension's a little in the in-between zone between 268. So I don't believe it's ever going to get to 268. So I think this is the target I'm going to go for. And again, last thing I'll show you is a fib retrace, because I think the fib retrace is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, obviously, well, as you can see, it's just been this has been acting as resistance at the 0.5, kept being at 0.5, consolidating right at the 786. So it's beautiful resistance. Obviously, it overextended, but that created the inverse head and shoulders. So yeah, Chris, that's my thinking. When Mara does its final move up, and I do believe it's going to hit 130-ish, I'll be looking to see wherever Bitcoin's at. I'm done.
Yeah, I
So
like
yeah,
that.
I've never showed you that chart or analysis. But yeah, that's how I'm viewing it.
Yeah, and to also add on what you said. I saw the stochastic RSI. It's curling down, but when I firmly believe once you see that stochastic RSI start to curl up again, that's probably going to be the next phase. And that is a beautiful inverse head and shoulders, and that breakout's gonna be awesome. So, dude, that is a
Well, look,
phenomenal. Go ahead.
look at this chart. So yeah, we'll go back to it. On the 1 day, it's reset, right? So obviously I showed you the 2 days. So I feel a big move's coming for sure for Mara, which means a big move's coming for Bitcoin, or it's going to continue. Obviously, when you get to the two, that's why like the 2 days, yeah, this thing needs to reset completely, but it can after it takes its next leg. So what I'm thinking is it going to pass, 0.5. Nothing goes up straight, right? You got
Right.
time, so you'll probably pass and then probably retest the 38 level as support, which would probably reset the 2 day completely. And then, this just times everything with the March blow off, and same with this one. So, when you look at like the weeklies for all these things, if it's a weekly thing, like you got to sell. So if you start seeing the weekly of these candles, that's my target to sell. And I think that would eventually come through around March, which again coincides with my thinking that the blood moon in March is the time. February, March is the time to leave.
Yeah, man. March 14th, man. Got that date memorized now. March 14th, the blood moon. So
Absolutely, for sure.
awesome, man. Cool. Well, hey, phenomenal analysis on that. I love that chart, dude. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm gonna dive into that tonight. So that's a good way to take a look at what TradFi is doing, especially when it comes to this market where we have meme coins and TradFi entering into the space, which could be great. So weekly, we still got a couple more days before the weekly close, but hopefully we just close out a little bit higher. That would probably constitute a beautiful breakout from the bull flag on the weekly. Now, I want to go back and let's just go back to the 2020 election, which I was able to mark. I'm gonna show you on the daily. I'm just gonna keep the chart regular. It's usually easier if we do log, but I know most people just do like a regular chart. So in the 2020 election, here's basically what happened. The day after, we get a big, beautiful green candle. That's what we're literally seeing right now. Big, beautiful green candle, following day had a doji, came down, and then we just started trading sideways, and then we started seeing a nice little breakout. Well, not breakout, but we topped here. Well, you can kind of say this is correct. Well, I'll probably say we topped out right here. Then we had another correction. So what I'm thinking, just based off of history, we run for about next 21 to maximum 26 days. Then we get a nice little beautiful dip, and then boom, banana zone. That's what I'm thinking. Bill, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, and I think if you notice, that was it topped, or the correction occurred right before its previous all-time high, right? In the cycle of 2017, Bitcoin hit about 20,000. So it's a little different though, right? Because that didn't hit price discovery like it is now. So there you still have the resistance from 2017, which was around 19,520K, which caused those dips, obviously. So, I think this chart's good, but I think it's different, right? Because now we're truly in price discovery. So there's no resistance. So it could go longer, man. I mean, it could go, who knows? Who knows? But that would be interesting to see maybe 20 days after. I would have to do some analysis on, like I said, Mercury's in retrograde. And I know the last Mercury in retrograde in a solar cycle, it's just massively bullish. And I think Waters Above does a really good job of that. So I'm going to research a little bit more. But all I know is, whether or not it tops, this is the time. Even if there's a dip, don't try to time it. My advice to everybody: don't try to time the little dips that are going to occur. Maybe use the dips as to buy. You should buy the dips here, because the small dips will occur, but that's an opportunity. And again, your sell signal should be whatever the prices are by February and March. Truly believe that's when you need to sell as we enter a snake year, and the dragon year is done. And probably some crazy events happen in March, and typically black swans do occur in March.
Right. I agree. I agree 100%. And just to add on what Bill was saying, you're going you whether depending on the time frame could very well be different, because keep in mind we are in price discovery, and Bill's 100% correct. But we are going to have a first wave, a first move up followed by a little bit of correction. And the one thing I want to let you guys know is when we get something like this or something like this, do not sell the first correction, because I saw it happen really bad in 2020 right around this time frame where it came up, people freaked out, sold, and then next thing you know, it started full sending. It kept
Yeah.
and kept going. And then we also have this another blow off correction coming down here. And then I believe this went into the double top. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the that's the part where, I do feel there's going to be another double top. Like I said, this could be probably one of my greatest calls for myself. Again, everyone's different, but I do feel the 2 cycle tops next year makes so much sense to me, because there's always going to be a relief rally. And I think that once the double top occurs, the second double top next year, oh my gosh, I just think it's just going to be massive candle down. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. Actually, I want to change my analysis. I completely had the wrong sell off. So after the US election, what I was referencing is right here. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, guys. I had my stuff mixed up. So when I was talking about time frame, what I'm looking for is technically we are still in price discovery right now, but in my opinion, based on the last market, we actually ran until the beginning of the following year, and then that's when we had that correction, came down,
Gotcha.
and then bounced up. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking this was this. So
Got
I
it.
think, yeah. So I think what I'm trying to say, what I was trying to get across is we'll probably run pretty nicely going towards the beginning next year or the end of this year. A little bit of a correction, and then we start going up for that February, March time frame, like you were saying.
What's the time frame from where you circled to the first top? How long is that?
45 days.
And this is the chart from after the election?
For 2020, yeah.
Sweet. So 45 days after the election is when it just went up straight up only.
Yeah. Well, Actually, that was from when I was Circle. From the actual 2020 election, it was 65. So 65 days from the last 2020 election, it went straight up, and then we had a little bit of a correction.
That makes a lot of sense. So basically, it topped out 65 days or so, in January 2021 is when it topped out, correct?
Yes,
That
January.
makes
Go
so
ahead.
much sense, because what happens is typically Bitcoin corrects for, or Bitcoin flows, and then you see that dip, and that dip is when altcoins went parabolic. February of that year, altcoins just exploded, and NFTs, especially crypto punks, everything. I totally remember. So what happens is it's a rotation game. As soon as Bitcoin passes, money now flows into alts, and the high alts and goes down. I actually see that 100% playing out, man. I do see Bitcoin topping out. Actually, Waters Above has something. I have to read it again, but Waters Above says a lot of analysis is saying Bitcoin's going to top end of January, and he has a lot of statistics to back that up. And then he probably believes that money will flow into alts. February, everything pumps. March, disaster hits the market. I can easily see that. Easily. So I think right now, like I said, timing this thing, I wouldn't time anything except, for the next 60 days, I truly believe it's up only. Little dips like that you see, buy it and just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. And when, January comes, we'll reassess. But right now, there's no reason to sell anything. Don't try to chase. But that's a phenomenal chart, Chris. So thanks for sharing.
Yes, sir. No, I appreciate it, man. And thank you for your analysis. So yeah, and just a little bit of a reference. I'm not saying that this top is going to exactly happen course to 2020 because we're in a different market. But from the US election as a point of reference, in the last market, Bitcoin ran for 161 days, and then it hit that first top before we did the multiple double tops. So I think that's also another thing to keep in your back pocket for anyone who wants to reference it. So 161 days. So cool, man. Now, the other thing I also want to point out, and then we'll get into some altcoin picks and we'll get into that good stuff. So something big happened on Dogecoin, my friend, that I'm really excited to show you on the weekly. So we come here on the weekly, and it's skyrocketed because it gets into the Elon narrative. We turn on the 50 and the 200 SMA. Dogecoin on the weekly is about to get into a golden cross. Very, very close.
You know what I think about those?
Yes, sir. Bullish, baby. Build a bull. Makes build a bull bullish. You're good to go. So, weekly, we're definitely about to see a golden cross. When these two lines touch, in my opinion, this thing's going to go bananas. And then on the daily, we're coming close to one. Actually, on the daily, we just hit a golden cross. So, on the daily, we're at a golden cross, which in my opinion, that's just going to translate to the weekly. And then once we get confirmation in the weekly, it is go time for Dogecoin. And in my opinion, we might see an ETF. Build a bull. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, Doge leads the meme coin cycle. I think Doge to dollar is inevitable. I think it's just a matter of time that Doge and Felix, we definitely will do Litecoin 100% because you're a supporter of the show. Litecoin something we typically don't really trace, but absolutely we will track that later on the show, no doubt, either Chris or myself. But back to analysis, I think Doge 100% will go to $1, and I think I've been tracking Doge for a while. Let me share with you a chart, Chris.
Okay.
And yeah, I think, for those that are looking on the risk on asset curve, I think Doge is a phenomenal play. Obviously, you come to these shows because you're more degen and you want better value. Like, don't expect Doge to go like $5, right? Just don't expect that at all. But if you're, more safe and you want gains, Doge is going to happen. And so I've been tracking this thing for a while. And Doge, has undergone a massive Wyckoff accumulation. This is from April 21st or April 2021 to 2023. It was in its wave 2 correction. And if you could just notice, this is a beautiful structure. And, this is like straight up Wyckoff 1, 2. And so this right here is, I mean, I won't pull up the Wyckoff, but like basically you're about to hit the SOS phase. And that's phase E. So what's going to happen is I have no doubt in my mind that 40 cents is coming very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it just goes straight to 73 and then just as a correction. I don't really know, but it's only a matter of time that this thing just massively pops. And I'm here for it because I think, actually, what I think is going to happen is it's going to go probably up here. Let me see. This is all based on Wyckoff stuff. So I think like it's going to hit like this and probably just do this for a little bit and then boom, all-time high.
I agree.
So I think Doge to dollar is absolutely going to happen, and this means great things for your alts, especially your memes. But be careful though, Chris. You see this weekly? See
Yeah.
how much the stock is, the stochastic. So this probably would be in my analysis. It probably hit around the 40-cent level. Everything goes parabolic, but it needs some cool down. And then the final blow off is here, or it just continues on its way. And March is the time where everything just goes to hell. So anything above $1, I would definitely be worried. Let's look at the 2-week. Yeah, you see the 2-week has a little bit of room, but not, so once anything in the 2-week is on Doge above, the 80 level, it's time to sell. Look at this, 80, 80. Last time it was above here, boom. Last time it was above here. I guess you had that one little mini dip. This could have been, but you still had like a 2-month period. So truly it's going to happen, but it's not, the party's not going to last too long. That's why a cycle top in March just makes so much sense. But I guess if you want to play it safe on the 2-week chart, just follow the EMAs. The red, I believe, is the 8. Yeah, the 8 EMA. So just track it. Price won't go below it. It's kind of slow, but price won't go below it. So I'm expecting $1. How high do you think Doge will go in your opinion, Chris?
So my analysis, well, first off, phenomenal analysis. I do definitely agree with you. It's in a Wyckoff model. Now, as for how high it's going to go, I think we're forming a massive just cup and handle. Let me go on the weekly. This thing is forming a beautiful cup and handle right here. So if we break out this cup and handle, we're going to test all-time highs. And I'm thinking, did I put my prediction? My prediction was going to be right around $1.40. That's what I'm thinking for Dogecoin. And just to add on to what you're saying, the reason why we track Doge so hardcore is because when Dogecoin runs, that's when MEMECOIN runs. The best way to think about this is when Dogecoin runs, all dogs run. Dog coins, frog coins, whatever coin that's a meme coin. That's how the market usually goes. And I'm not personally in Dogecoin, but in my opinion, it's like the S&P 500 for meme coins. And once this thing starts cooking, that's when I know we're getting to that part of the market where meme coins start doing like 100x's, 1000x's, and across the board. So yeah, man, $1.40 is what I'm predicting. I agree with your analysis around $1. So guys, honestly, Doge could get between $1 and $1.40. So yeah, man, good stuff, dude. And I think that was a great TA analysis, guys. So yeah, please like this and share that out because you're not going to get a TA analysis like that on any other channel. Now, Bill, we got altcoin season right around the corner. Dominance is still just going up. I'm pretty sure it's at like 61, 62%. As dominance goes up, that means now's the time to start placing bets on meme coins, altcoins, and all your favorite coins. So, Bill, out of your entire watch list, what altcoins or meme coins are you looking at right now?
Well, number one, I'm only looking at meme coins, straight up. Minor exception, of course, is the Titanx ecosystem that so many of you love, but that's the exception. I'm not in any other coins but meme coins. That's how I'm playing it. But I got mad love for gaming. I got mad love for metaverse, for DeFi. Cool. I'm focused strictly on meme coins, especially cult meme coins. So things change in this ecosystem. And I think we're at a point now where there's a couple things. Number one, be very wary of new launches. Very, very, very wary of new launches. I don't think you need to go into a new launch if you want to dabble, because they're all going to experience wave one, but you have to understand that 99% of them are just going to be cash grabs, opportunistic to get in. You can definitely make money, but your core holdings need to be with the coins that have been around for a while, because there's no guarantee after the first wave it's ever going to come back, because again, Elliott waves doesn't necessarily mean it has to be 5 moves, but on the wave 2, it could easily be a rug, slow rug. You need volume. So the coins I'm most bullish on right now, I will share with you, because I know Breath asked me as well from Solana. So like I said, I'm most bullish on the Solana ecosystem right now. There's a couple coins because it has so much volume. Also, I'll talk to you a little bit about Pulse Chain. Chris will kind of get into that, and then you tell me what you're bullish on. But let's start with Solana.
Okay.
And just to kind of, and he's asking me what are my picks besides Zach and Oakmont. I do want to reiterate that things change. I'm not as bullish anymore about Zach, straight up. There's been a lot of shenanigans. I'm not gonna say names or anything, but I just don't like, the way they handled things of like rotating to different plays and legitimately doing pump and dumps on garbage coins and not pumping the chart back up. It's not my style. I think too many people got burned. I'm no longer a Zach believer. I do like Oakmont still just because of the community, but that's a different story. I wouldn't say they're my top pick, but I do like Oakmont. So I will always support them, but I do not support the Zach coin anymore. So okay, back to what I'm showing you. All right, let's show you 2 coins, and then Chris, I want your thoughts on your top 2. But I'm going to show you guys what I think is my favorites on Solana. So this is Oakmont. I'm not going to talk about Oakmont, but I do like Oakmont. And just so you know, this chart, massive sell from 10 million to down to like 200K. But if you notice, wave 3 has to happen. They're about to hit the 50 EMA on a 2-day. This thing is going to pop. I don't know if it'll go back to all-time high, but it's going to pop. I'm happy with them. But that's not my conviction play. There's 2. We're going to start off with Retardio.
Love it.
Retardio is a 200 million project. This is not a micro cap by any means, but at this point in the cycle, you can make significant money, especially if you go in with size. And I'm sharing with you what I think is the most important, or some of the most important things. So with Retardio, why am I so bullish? Simply Murad Mehta. Again, I stress his name a lot. Murad is the #1 guy to watch this cycle. He's going to be the most influential because you have to understand he is the guy that is going to bring in the quote unquote normies, TradFi, sideliners, VCs, because they can't just sit around and not have exposure. Like they're under a fiduciary obligation to, take risk in a sector. If you're in crypto, you're going to take a risk, but then they need to then put their money into assets that are performing. And there's no doubt that cult meme coins are doing really well. And so he has a list. He's the guy who believes SPX is going to go to like 100 billion, which wouldn't be crazy because it's like Doge's market cap. He's a big giga whale, but his third biggest holding is Retardio. To me, it's a catch-up trade, whether you like it or not. There's a cult, they have an NFT project, and more importantly, Murad's pick, people are going to look for the next best thing. And this thing has just entered price discovery. So if you notice, October 24th was its initial price discovery. And I've been charting this out. July 24th was its initial all-time high, around, I guess, 140 million. It didn't go past that until October 2024. And if you notice, this is just a beautiful retest. It retested in November. And now, right now, you're above the previous all-time high of October. So to me, it's nothing but clear skies. And it's a massive cup and handle from July 2024 to October 2024 on a log scale. So if you look at that, you're looking at a 400% move. I'm predicting on this next leg, it's going to go to $1 billion. I think I'm very safe to think that it's going to go to $1 billion. $1 seems like a reasonable goal. And long term probably has a correction. And then who knows? The last goal can go into crazy numbers. So that would be #1, Retardio.
Hey, Bill, let me ask you this about Retire real quick. So I do agree with your assessment on 1 billion. Now, as for potential highest price or highest market cap possible, what's a good range? And you could be a little bit more conservative on the range. Would you say ballpark 10 to 20 billion, 1
Yeah.
billion to 20 billion?
Well, Murad has put a target of 10 to 20 billion.
Okay.
On that. And just because he has put that, he carries so much weight, a lot of the core holders, and again, this thing has been around since January of this year. or February. So it's not just a traditional pump and dump. So their holders that are there are so cult-like, they're going to be waiting to see if it gets to those numbers. People will wanted to have sold already. So he's put a target, I think, of $19 billion. Again, he believes SPX will go to 100 billion. Giga, I think, also 100 billion, and he believes this one will go to 20 billion, 19 billion. So that would be a target. And it's doable, man. It really is doable. I don't know, 1, 2, this will be your third. I think, if it hits a billion, probably retraces. There's no reason, it can't, the second leg up, there's no reason it can't go to like 5, 7 billion. I think 19 would be a target. I would say maybe it's wise to like not, front run it, or you should front run it. So that would be mine. Do you have a bag?
I traded in out Retardio back on the first run up, and the reason why I thought this was such a great coin is because of the NFTs and how the celebrities were actually putting them on their PFPs on Twitter. So
Yeah.
it just market itself. And I know everyone's like influencer this, influence that. No, I'm looking at the sentiment and the marketing. So I think Retardio is a phenomenal pick. And I do think that it's going to hit that 10 to 20 billion dollar range. So I don't have a bag currently right now. I moved on to some more high risk stuff on Solana, but I do agree with your pick and I give it an A plus.
Yeah, no, and I think this is actually my biggest bag on Solana right now because I feel it's the safest and it's about to hit price discovery, and I'm betting on Murad. Again, people are going to need exposure to Murad, and there's a sea of meme coins. It's very saturated, so they're going to look to a guy like him that doesn't shill too much, and they're going to just base it on his stature and his weight in the market, and they're going to be like, okay, Murad vouches for it. I'm going to go into it. So that's why I think Giga will do really well. That's why I think SPX will do well. And there's some other beta plays like Sigma and Locked In or something. That's cool, but I think Retardio with the PFPs takes it to the second notch. And we live in a retarded world. It's a cry against all this woke stuff, woke agenda, and I think that resonates with people. So the last one I'll share with you, Chris, and then I'll shut up because I've been talking for a while, but I do think it's a massive opportunity, is Lucy. This one kind of newly came out, and again, this kind of goes against my new philosophy of getting into meme coin, but there's some rare outliers that I think have to be looked at because they have a potential, just like with Peanut, because it stands for something greater than just like a local crypto people talking about it. This stands for, you have to look at the potential for billions of people wanting to enter it. And just like with Peanut, I feel Lucy is going to crush. And so for those that don't know, Lucy is the official mascot of the Catholic Church. The Vatican is actually pushing a meme. They want to onboard the next generation of Catholics and do it in a relatable way. And they've understood that like they need to get in touch with the common person. So they created a meme called Lucy, and Lucy is let me just really quickly show you what Lucy meme church. So for those that don't know, let's just get you this.
Yes, sir.
So for those that don't know, Lucy is, well, here's some pictures of Lucy, right? I think let me see if you can see this.
Yeah. Yeah. Share your screen real quick.
Yeah,
See if we can pull it up real quick.
let's see.
Yeah.
So like here you can see a bunch of pictures of Lucy, right? Just like cute little anime looking person. But this thing is like really interesting because it looks like a I mean it literally looks like a milady,
Yeah.
right? It looks like, and it has that like very crypto feel that relates to that, but more importantly it relates to, you know, the Catholic Church and billions of people in the Catholic who study Catholicism, and they're backed by the Vatican. The Vatican has unlimited amounts of money, and so their goal is to promote this meme everywhere. And so to me, it's easy, and they're basically unveiling the mascot for the Catholic Church 2025 Jubilee year. Luce means Italian for light. It's just launched. That this meme is just going to die? No, people that aren't even into crypto are going to want to have, they're going to know, oh, what a cute, oh, there's a meme for the Catholic Church, like I'm in. And they're going to spend unlimited amounts of money It's inspired Halloween costumes, market capitalization of a token. And so this is something that I think the Vatican is just absolutely going to push. And so last I'll show you is I think this thing is going to go to a billion in this next run. And if you
Love it.
notice this beautiful chart, hit the 786 Fib retrace, and it's just curling up. So we are
Hey,
now.
share your screen real quick. I'm sorry, it's not up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you good. You good.
Yeah. So if you notice this chart, this is beautiful. It hit the 786 Fib retrace beautifully. Now reclaim the 8 EMA, and this thing's just going to curl up and go to all-time high. I think 1 billion is a realistic target. I'm not going to sell any until Easter, or as we head to Easter in March timeframe. That's when I will. But I feel like they're going to just push this thing because it's in their incentive to. And so if this is a 1-2, well, wave 3 is going to take us to all-time high, and then we'll
Love
see what
it.
happens. So
Hey,
those are the two for me.
quick question, Bill. So, hey, no, Lucy's a phenomenal play. You gave us a good price target. Do you see a community forming around this token?
I think so, yeah. Just like with anything, the community is starting to form, and you have to understand not everyone. Communities take time to form, So they had, if you've been following it, the person in charge of the Telegram was like a scammer, so they started pushing other coins, so they migrated to new things. So if you go into the Lucy Telegram, and again, I think Gugod says it the best: price is your best form of community builder. As the price goes up, loyal followers come. So is the community as strong as some of these others? No. But is it going to get there? In my opinion, yeah. And so the opportunity lies when you see the potential. So to me, Lucy and Retardio are my two top on Solana. Chris, talk to me. What are your two in any chain?
Love it, man. Hey, first off, that was a great analysis. Retario and Lucy are phenomenal tokens, as Bill says. And the last thing I want to say about Lucy is, the Catholic Church has over 1 billion people. So if there's one meme coin that's being pushed by that entity, it could gain a lot of traction, especially when you have such a large audience. Now, some meme coins I'm looking at. I got a couple, and actually, I want to show you this chart because I'm actually really excited about this chart because we recently had a pop since last time we spoke about. So you guys know I'm all about the pump fund platforms. I'm always looking for the token creation platforms, and Ether Vista was one that we actually spoke about
Wow.
on a past live stream, and this thing went absolutely nuclear. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this down real quick, but we basically popped. I think this was like a 10x or something. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. It was 18x.
Wow.
So what happened was they launched something called Ether Fund, which is the pump fund competitor, and this thing went from about I think it was like a $1 million market cap all the way up to about actually no, it was like 2 million, but it went up to about $74 million market cap, and then now we're getting into its correction. In my opinion, this is the start of wave 3. I'm checking out the MACD right now, and we're starting to see the 12 and 26 hit. We do have a bearish divergence coming down. So the RSI is telling me that this thing's going to be coming down. So I actually put in a box of opportunities. So if you're watching my other live streams, I'm saying that Ether Vista is probably going to come in and correct somewhere between 21 and $28 a token. And that's going to be a phenomenal entry. But you have some time. So it's just a little pop. Now, the reason why I like what I'm seeing with Ether Vista is because this was the first pump fund type platform to launch a platform and have a token where they take the fees and burn the token. So if Ether Vista continues to gain traction and we start to see these pump fund tokens like we see on Solana on Ethereum, there's a good chance that this thing could skyrocket and hit somewhere between on the low end a billions and on the high end 20 billion. And also keep in mind, this is a decentralized exchange. So overall, I like what I'm seeing with Ether Vista. The daily looks beautiful. The weekly looks even more beautiful. So it just started its wave 3 of Elliott wave theory, and I'm excited to continue to track it. Bill, any thoughts on Ether Vista until before I move on to my second one?
No, I just think good GG, man. Great job on this chart. That was beautiful. Obviously I wish I had unlimited money so I can just get into everything. I'm surprised that it popped so hard, but I'm so happy for you and anyone who got into it. I mean, that's just you can't even fade that. That's one hell of a pump. Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, but it's cool. And I'm just really curious because here's the thing: they're saying that you can create tokens for $1 or $2 a pop. But I'm really curious to see when the ETH gas fees come up, if that's still the case. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah,
that's really curious. So we'll see if the claim is verified at that. But yeah, man, ultimately awesome platform. And like I said, man, there's always gonna be all, and this is for anyone viewing this, there's always gonna be coins that you missed or whatnot. The key to this market is you just need one or two to change your life, in my opinion. You
exactly.
think that's a fair assessment?
Absolutely. You just need one or two. And the worst thing you could do is just sell your bags, to rotate in something else, and then miss the whole move. And we're at the stage where everything will pop. Just give it some time. And, you don't have to be in it all. And just, have some conviction plays and just let things come to you.
Yes, sir. Love it. Great analysis. Now, one thing I want to bring up. So Titan X just hit its first golden cross on the daily, and this happened on, move this out of the way, November 1st, 2024. So in my opinion, we're getting very close to this hyper deflationary phase that a lot of people have been really talking about in the community. Jake has been talking about this and whatnot. Now, what's going on with Titan X right now? We're in an Elliott wave barrier triangle. Shout out to Bill the Bull for teaching me about Elliott wave triangles. It absolutely changed my life. And so we're coming up, we're trading down. We just hit point A. We just touched point B. We came to point C and we broke down past point C. But here's the thing: 2 candles and then one today, and we're back in the picture, baby. So remember, when you have a breakdown, you always come out and confirm it. And then if the breakdown gets confirmed, then we'll go down lower. So in my opinion, I think the Elliott wave triangle is still in play. I know I mentioned that if we break down on this one, we're probably going to hit a magnet. We're probably going to hit a magnet at 6 zeros and an 8223. So overall, Tinex is looking good. Now, one thing I want to point out, because there is some macro behind this. Tinex has a V1 and a V2 buy and burn. So the V2 buy and burn ran out, and then there's the V1 buy and burn. So the V1 buy and burn was during the first couple of days of when Tinex started, and then the V2 was launched as well. So the V1's kind of like one that has yet to be activated. So right now, the buy and burn V1 has not been activated. We have other protocols like Hyper and Dragon X. Hyper, that's buying and Titan X off the market. So in my opinion, we have November 8th coming. Jake is hinting at a possible hyper deflationary phase. There's a good chance that we could see something happen with the V1 buy and burn getting turned on, or we see the launch of a new protocol called X28, which is going to make Titan X interoperable on chains like Solana, Base, Blast, and all your favorite L1s and L2s. So there's a lot of bullish catalysts in the Titan X ecosystem. I'm not going to go through every single one because you need like a PhD to understand this stuff. But ultimately, this ecosystem is building out. And if you guys follow Bill the Bull, his one favorite token in the Titan X ecosystem is going to be Inferno the Bull.
Yeah,
So I'm
man.
gonna bring that up.
Inferno, bullish as hell on that one. And like I said, I don't dabble too much in the ecosystem in the trenches, but I like to go for the number one meme on any chain. And I think for me, Inferno just makes sense.
Yeah, man. I mean, this chart's absolutely beautiful since projects have been building up on Inferno the Bull. But here's the thing about this type of meme on top of Titan X. Now, the goal of these memes is to get more Titan X because you're automatically bullish on Titan X. Now, what's interesting about Inferno the Bull, if I look at it in price of Titan X, it's actually going up versus Titan X. So by holding Inferno the Bull, you're actually earning more Titan X, and then Titan X is going up versus Ethereum. So since one of its local lows, it's actually up about almost a 3x. So Inferno the Bull has absolutely been crushing it. And before it actually breaks out versus this Titan X ratio, it needs to go about another 45%. So what I'm seeing on the Inferno chart, especially in terms of the ratio trading, we had a beautiful cross on October 26, 2024. And now Inferno is going up versus Titan X, which is deep pegging. And there's a good chance that Inferno is underway in its wave 3. Build the bull. Any thoughts on Inferno the Bull?
Price discovery coming up soon. Can't wait for it. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. And like I said, I'm expecting, big moves. And once that, that previous all-time high is retouched as support, man, this thing's just gonna go. Like I said, price discovery is some of the most fun you can have in crypto, honestly. And the fact that Inferno is what, especially, if you're bullish on Titan X, then you should be bullish on Inferno. Like, of course, it's a leverage play, and this chart shows that. Like, you want to get more Titan X, if you believe in it, then you absolutely should believe in Inferno. It's a way to get more Titan X, play the ratios. So when Inferno's in price discovery, at some point when that tops, switch over to Titan X, and you'll even get more of the gains. So I'm in it. I'm ready.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Beautiful chart. And like you said, man, when price discovery happens, then you can already see right here. You can make a case for this being a massive cup and then come up here, handle, probably to break down because we got some resistance, come back up, touch it again, and then start doing its thing. So yeah, man, I love this chart. I think in front of the bull is extremely bullish.
Chris,
So
can I show you a chart real quick? I don't think I've talked about this coin, but I want
Sure.
you to get on your radar that I think is going to go massive run. You ready for it?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's on ETH, and I want to show you guys the chart of a project. It's called Mong. Have you heard of Mong?
The cat?
No, Mong is like, it's an old school meme coin shilled by Bitlord. It's like it's basically like the SPX, but like of political stuff. But this thing, man, it's like Bitlord's project, but like he was the biggest shiller in 2023. But I just want you guys to just keep on your radar, Mong. And I'm gonna go on record and say it's gonna be a massive gainer. It's at 9 million market cap right now. And this community has everything Murad has said. The cult the length, the time, they have the PFPs. And if you're looking for a meme coin exposure on ETH, and it's not in the Titan X ecosystem, you really need to look at Mong. Like I said, when this thing gets going, Bitlord's going to start shilling it like crazy. For those that don't know, Bitlord's one of the most well-renowned, well-known guys in the space. I mean, he's kind of a scammer, let's just be honest. I mean, he definitely is, but he knows how to market. And this thing, since it's been cooking for so long, it's at 9 million. I really believe it's going to hit the 1.618 any day now, or not any day, but it could go on a SPX type run. And if those don't realize, SPX went from like around these levels to like 800 million. So I actually feel that this thing can go on a similar run. Let me see if I got the chart there. Well, anyways, I believe if you take this measure move, this was a breakdown. See how this is like a triangle breakdown? And again, it's needs to make its third move. This could easily be a fake out because this fake out has taken it to like I think it was like the 888. And so if this was a fake out and you have a measure move, let's see here. If you go here, sometimes these things just kind of trip on you. But if you go here, this is like about a 10x from this move. And so if this was a breakout, you measure here, 10x would get you around 400 million market cap. This is at 8. So Chris, I want you to just keep this on your radar because I think this would be like a 300 or 3,000% move on this next leg. I honestly believe it's going to go from 9 million market cap to 400 million in the next couple months. And I'm going to win big on this. I really do think so. So I just want to keep that in mind for you if you're looking for ETH exposure for a cult.
Dude, I absolutely love it, man. Mong, man. Dang, you gotta be bullish, man. That is crazy. That's awesome. So Bitlord is he's still like talking about this.
Yeah, well, he's Bitlord. He goes like he's kind of spaced out, but like he's always going to support it. But on that first leg up, he hit like 150 million on its first leg up, and it's been around for a while. So he was just like nonstop, like this is like he was like the leader, and you have to have a cult leader, and obviously he's moved on, but he's always like tweeted support about it. Obviously, he's probably made tons, and he knows that this is kind of like his legacy play. Slowly start about you just have to know the moment it starts pushing up, he's gonna go all in, just like how Murad did for his bags. And it's like the clout aspect. He needs to make sure that this is his thing. So he's so attached to it. And so, in my opinion, he's just as influential, if not more, than Rod. So once he starts pushing, trust me, people are going to be like, "Oh my god, this is getting shill nonstop," and the community is so diehard. They raid crazy. I honestly do feel Mong is that. Like I have a guy coming on the podcast, Shill Turner. He's a big Mong whale. I really do feel this thing is gonna like just come out of nowhere, and it has all the makings of a 400 million market cap. And that's just a bearish scenario. Obviously, longer term, it could be a few billion for sure. But on this leg up, I'm betting big.
Yeah. I mean, I like the chart, man. You know, just taking a look at the chart, and then just one last thing that I want to point out to everybody about Mong. You know, if you guys just like zoom out and we just look at the chart, let me go on the weekly. Without putting this in, I know most of you guys don't rock with the log scale, but you know, if you guys just take a look at the fact that this thing has just it went crazy and then now it's just trading down here. This is the best time during this accumulation phase to get in before the thing absolutely goes nuclear. So Build the Bull just showed you guys a potential gem before this thing goes absolutely nuclear. Because like you was saying earlier, this thing got up to was like 150 million or some ridiculous market cap. So yeah, man, I like this play. Actually, I might be looking to get in this tonight because honestly, this is right now.
Literally the same chart. You see that 3 like valley type peaks type thing. This is the exact same chart that that SPX had before it went from 10 to 800 million. Once it clears that and multiple months have gone by, like there's no one selling. Everyone is automatically thinking about longer term prices. So like they're not going to sell on the first pump up. They're ready for the big show. And it doesn't take much to then go parabolic in price discovery. So yeah, man, I just wanted to put it on your radar. Like I said, I think it's going to be a massive winner on ETH. And I'm ready for it, man. So
yes, sir. Gonna add that to the watch list so we get to go, my man.
Awesome, man.
Good stuff, guys. Well, hey, man, that was a great live stream. We did some TA. We gave you guys some altcoins. You know, Trump just won the presidency, so clear skies ahead. Good stuff, man. And like I said, guys, please do us a favor. Share this live stream out. Follow the Build the Bull. Follow the verse. We're going to keep doing this every Wednesday, bringing you guys the best alpha ever. Build the Bull. Any last words?
Bull run ready, baby. Like I said, you're a bear. You need to check yourself into some sort of institution because there's no reason to be bearish whatsoever on crypto. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy the next few months because it's not going to happen again for maybe 4 years if you're lucky. So really just give it your all because this is literally a once in a lifetime moment the next few months.
Yes, sir. Hey, good stuff, guys. And we will catch you guys the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.